What's up, guys? It's Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down a single route that all wide receivers should know and should learn to be more successful at the wide receiver position. So I hope this video helps you guys out, but also, fellas, if you're a wide receiver and you want to know the exact things you need to do on a day-to-day basis in the gym and on the field to improve your skills, check out that very first link in the description below for our ultimate wide receiver training schedule. What you'll get access to is a full month of wide receiver gym and on-field workouts with sets, reps, and examples of each exercise broken down for you. So check out that very first link in the description below, fellas. I think it'll really help you out. It'll be a great opportunity for you guys to improve your skills not only on the field, but in the gym as well. Let's get started. So the route that we're going to be talking about today is a whip route versus press coverage. Okay, so this is something that a lot of people ask. A lot of people have this question because you're up against press. Obviously, everybody knows how to run a slant against press, but then you have to whip right back out. What happens if the DB's on your outside? You run right back into him, and we're going to answer those questions. So what this wide receiver does here is he does this like triple step release. So the best advice I can give you on a whip route against press is treat it exactly like a slant. We're trying to build off the slant. This is a double move route, right? So if you're running like, let's say it's a sluggo, let's say it's just a regular slant, let's say it's a whip, you have to do the exact same concepts versus inside shade press, and that is attack the outside shoulder of the DB. Now, there are different types of timing to this, and there are a couple different releases you can use, and we're going to talk about that in a second. But what this wide receiver does here is you see his first step off the line. He's threatening this DB to the outside. He's actually threatening him vertically. He's getting into his cushion. He's closing the space. He's not just trying to cross his face right now, as that's going to get this DB to put hands on you and not give you that inside, or not give you the inside release, or not allow you to sell to the inside. So he's threatening him vertically, right? I wouldn't consider this like a diamond release. This is more of like just a triple step release where he's going left, right, left, taking 3 steps, kind of working this DB to the outside, still threatening vertical though, and still stepping outside of his platform. So now when he goes to run on this slant, at least we got this DB jumping to the outside. It actually looks like a slant. That is what will get him to overcommit. When we can make this route look like a slant, fellas, any type of double move, that's going to force a reaction out of this DB. Because when a DB thinks he got beat, what is he going to do? He's going to overreact. So we have to make it look the exact same. And when I can make it look the exact same, I got speed. I'm running to the inside. When I put the brakes on and I don't give an indicator like slowing down, chopping my strides, raising my pad level up, that can get me space. When I have that violent hip drop, that can shoot me out of the break and get me space with this DB. But number one thing, fellas, is we have to make it look like a slant. We have to attack the outside shoulder of the DB. The mistake that a lot of guys will make is that they rush it because it's a whip. They think that they don't want to actually work to the outside, do a diamond release, or work a triple step release, and then break in front because they feel this DB is going to be on their outside and they're going to run into him. Now, the other part of it is guys will just force it. They don't do that, so they force the inside release, but this DB's inside shade. Why is he lined up inside shade? He's inside shade to take away the inside. Doesn't want to give up the inside route. He wants to force you outside to the sideline. So if you force the inside release, his main goal is to take that away. He will just get hands on you. He will reroute you to the inside. And when you try to break on the whip, he will be all over you. So you have to be able to get some separation. You have to create a gap between the two of you if you want to get space on the whip break of this route. Let's play this thing again full speed one more time. Great job by this wide receiver attacking the outside shoulder, getting that DB to crash, and then breaking this thing right off. So now, obviously, there are more releases to choose than just that triple step release. Now, we're going to be talking about when you would want to use a slide release. So this is a clip here from Hunter Renfrow. And now everybody knows like a slide release, right? So I'm going to play this full speed if you don't know what a slide release is. So a slide release is like a tempo change, but you're still attacking the outside shoulder. But it's the exact same concept. It's the exact same thing that you would want to do. It's just you would got to use it wisely. So a lot of people will say that, okay, when I run a whip and I got inside shade press, I don't want to attack his outside shoulder and then take 3 steps to the inside because it will take too long. A whip route is naturally a longer developing play, right? But you have to make sure you know when to use like a slower release. So like if let's say it's a play concept where maybe you're out of the slot and let's say you got the outside wide receiver running a dig and you're running this whip route, right? We're trying to put this outside linebacker in a bind. We're trying to get him to crash so we could throw the dig, or maybe he backs up, or maybe we just work him and we get the whip route. So when you do that, that's a faster developing play. You're like the first or the second read on this thing, so you need to go. But let's say maybe you're on the outside like this case. You have a whip route, but the quarterback's doing some kind of play action. He's doing a sprint out. you have a little bit more time to operate because that's a longer developing play. You can't use this slide release or a slower developing release when it is a quick play. So now, the mechanics of the slide release, you see what Renfrow does here, and this is to set up the fade. Just like anything else when you attack the outside shoulder of a DB, it's to threaten him vertically, whether that's a slide and go, whether that's just a speed release to the outside. But the goal is to get him to flip his hips and think vertical. So what Renfrow does here is he slides to the outside. It's like a skip. It's like, I wouldn't call it a skip, though, because that implies that you're popping up. It's more of just like a shuffle to the outside. But same thing remains the same as the first clip. He's attacking the outside shoulder of the DB. He's just got to change the tempo. So you could maybe set him up with this change of tempo. You have that DB inside shade, and maybe a couple times during the game, you've ran a fade. He's been lined up inside, you shuffle and go. You might not even be getting the ball, but you know that it's setting him up for when you have this whip route. So he slides to the outside, he's patient, he gives this fake to the outside. Head and shoulder crossover, taking those quick, sudden 2 steps, get that DB to bite, we slip underneath, and again, making it look like a slant. I need to sell with speed. I need to get my hips and shoulders committed. I need to run in full stride. Because if I can do all those things, that will force that overreaction from the DB, get his eyes in the backfield, which we do not want, and then I could create space. But we have to know when I use that slide release, fellas, it is a slower developing play. We are not doing that when we are the first read on this thing. When it's first read and we got to go, you got to go off the line. And now we're going to show one more clip with a great release you can use for that exact situation. Let's play this thing again, full speed one more time. Great job by Renfrow being patient, attacking the outside shoulder, and then snapping that thing right off to win on that whip route versus press. All right, so now we got these 2 younger kids. Same concept, you guys. It applies at every single level of football. And I show this because this is actually a very, very high-level route for the age of this kid, I would assume. I don't know who this is. If you guys know who it is, feel free to tag him. But he's got to be 10, 11 years old. But this shows, fellas, it's concepts. It's not about just, okay, that guy's faster than the other guy. There's strategic ways to get open against specific coverages. So you see DB's lined up way inside leverage, and we got to run a whip route. So a lot of receivers, when they get this whip route called and they see this look, they start to panic. They don't know what to do. Treat it like you would run a slant versus this look, and that is attacking the outside shoulder. So this wide receiver showcase is a perfect example of that. So he does a diamond release, 3 steps to the outside, snaps it right off, and you see he's able to get plenty of space on this thing. So again, when you guys come off the line and you guys go with speed to the outside, one thing I would say is that maybe he could commit his eyes a little bit more to the outside and commit his hips and shoulders. But again, you attack the outside shoulder of the DB, there's a certain point where he's got to commit. He has to open up his hips because no DB is just going to sit inside like that because he's guessing. If he does that, he's guessing. And guess what we could do? If this DB, like when we go to the outside, everybody's biggest fear is you do a diamond release and this DB just sits right there. Fellas, you got to understand, if he does that, you got him on a fade the next rep. So you run in a real game scenario, he's sitting to the inside like this. Dude, just run the fade. Just give him a quick jab, go outside, make it look the same, and go beat him on a fade. If he wants to guess, we will eventually make him move by beating him on the fade over and over again. So this wide receiver, again, great job of getting the DB to flip his hips. We got him to open up. We did great diamond release, attack the outside shoulder. Now I slip back underneath, bam, whip it right off. Because again, when we can make it look like a slant, I snap my eyes, hips and shoulders are committed. I'm running hard. That puts that DB in oh shit mode where he's got to go break on the ball. And when I get him to drive on that ball and I could break it off fast, that's what gets me open and gets me space. That's a textbook route. Let's watch the thing again, full speed one more time. A great job attacking the outside shoulder and then whipping this thing right off underneath the DB. Make it look like a slant, fellas. Whip route versus press. You have to make it look exactly like a slant if you want to get open. All right, fellas, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate the feedback that you guys give on all these videos. So if you guys have any kind of other feedback or videos you'd like to see next, don't hesitate to leave those in the comment section below. We always appreciate it. We read every single comment, so we appreciate all the feedback and suggestions you guys give. And again, fellas, if you would like a full month-long wide receiver gym and on-field workout schedule, check out that very first link in the description below. I'll see you guys next time.